Tonight, the shocking new statistics around accidental drug overdoses in SA, and Port Pirie Council fights against boundary changes.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. More South Australians are dying of overdoses than in road crashes, according to a new Pennington Institute report. The shocking figures paint a grim picture for regional centres, with unintentional overdose deaths on the rise.
The hidden health crisis claiming South Australian lives.
We know that the rates of overdose are increasing in Australia, approximately 3 deaths a day, which is really tragic, and unfortunately a lot of them are preventable.
85 South Australians died of an overdose in 2018 compared to 80 fatal crashes, the sobering figures released by the Pennington Institute.
For this year, it's showing very clearly that polydrug use, it's four drugs or more, is on the increase.
The data paints a troubling picture, with regional South Australians found to have higher rates of unintentional overdose deaths compared with metro areas.
Definitely in the last couple of years seen an increase in opioid use, as well as, like I said, prescription medication use based on the opioids.
Support organisations say more education around drug awareness is desperately needed.
What's underlying a lot of this work is that a lot of this issue is the stigma and discrimination that is stopping a lot of these conversations.
We have to be talking about these things because the reality is they're going on whether we talk about them or we don't.
For more information, contact the Drug Info hotline on 1300 85 85 84. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Proposed changes to South Australia's electoral boundaries have received a mixed response across the region. The Mayor of Port Pirie Council is the latest local leader to raise his concerns, writing a letter to the Commission this week.
A proposed shake-up causing quite a stir. The electoral boundary draft is now open for public consultation, with Port Pirie Council already having its say.
So we did write a letter of non-support, and we have echoed that again in the chamber last week.
Under the draft plans, Port Pirie will be moved to the electorate state of Stuart. The Mayor concerned with some of the council areas split into other electorates.
We'll still probably have to deal with 2 either ministers or representatives for the state with the wash-up of where it goes.
Jeff Brock says the proposed changes will be confusing for residents.
Every election I've had a boundary change, I'm used to that. But it is very confusing for the general public out there to understand all of a sudden, are they in Frome, are they in Stuart, are they in Giles?
It makes it a little bit obscure of how do we go? We've been running along with Frome for quite a long time and very, very happy with it.
Although raising their concerns, the Port Pirie Mayor says council will accept the final decision made.
We understand the numbers need to be in the electorate, so we'll just deal with it and work with those parties who are successful.
Residents being encouraged to follow suit and put their input through the Electoral Commission's website. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Broken Hill Police were kept busy on the city's roads over the weekend, setting up RBTs and conducting traffic stops. A 27-year-old learner driver was caught allegedly driving under the influence and without a passenger. He returned a reading in the middle range and was charged with drink driving. And a 20-year-old man will face court after allegedly leading police on a chase in the city's north. Officers say he was spotted doing approximately 80 kilometres an hour in a 60 zone and didn't stop for patrols. It's also alleged he was in possession of an illegal drug found in his car. 2 drivers were caught hooning on separate occasions in Port Pirie over the weekend. Police say a 42-year-old Port Pirie man was charged after allegedly conducting an illegal U-turn and then taking off at speed at 1:30 on Sunday morning. Later, he allegedly tested positive to methamphetamine. Later, police caught a 25-year-old driver allegedly doing burnouts on Fisher Street in Risdon Park. The driver tested positive to a blood alcohol reading of 0.1346. Still to come tonight, Saltfest offered a philanthropic lifeline and a new coach program in Whyalla supporting locals doing it tough. Welcome back. Port Lincoln's annual Salt Festival has been thrown a lifeline with a 3-year donation from a local philanthropist. Planning is already underway for next year's event after organisers were forced to cancel this year's festival.
The iconic Salt Festival set to return in the new year, bigger and better than ever.
We're just so excited about this. We've got a commitment over 3 years from the Lang Foundation in philanthropic support for Salt Festival.
A melting pot of food and culture, the festival celebrates the city's diversity and creativity, now secured for another 3 years thanks to a generous philanthropic donation.
We can program additional content earlier than we normally would to really complement the amazing work that comes out of this region. Just brilliant acts, but these new ones coming in will be a great addition to that.
The Lang Foundation set to commit more than $60,000 over the next 3 years, the money helping keep the festival alive and help attract headline acts. In previous years, the event has seen the likes of James Morrison, The Beautiful Girls, Timberwolf and WA rapper Draft.
We're talking to some quite big acts at the moment around being here, and I think that'll be just great for the audiences who come to Salt next year.
Applications are now open for next year's event with an early bird discount available.
So Salt Festival 2021 will take place in April, so you can put in an application for whatever you'd like to share as part of Salt. Salt is your festival, so if it's something you want to share, Salt's the place.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A trial program helping Whyalla and Port Augusta locals return to work has proven to be very successful. Run by Centrecare, it offers a range of support services with financial resilience a key factor of the program.
This Try, Test, Learn Coach program lending a helping hand to regional South Australians.
The Coach program offers a range of support services to its participants. We provide information, support and advocacy to help people who have recently gained employment after being unemployed for a long period of time.
Participants have access to a counsellor, financial consultant and coach worker, helping develop a range of strategies to remain employed.
Some of the key areas we work on through the Coach program are financial resilience, life skills, social and emotional wellbeing and the culture of employment.
The trial program, which started in January, is already seeing a great amount of success. Those involved creating new support networks, connecting with the community and understanding workplace culture.
Yeah, I think this program is a really good program. It's a really great service for the Whyalla and Port Augusta community. And I look forward to seeing it grow.
The program, funded by the Australian Government's Department for Social Services, will continue until June next year. Centrecare calling on locals and businesses who are interested to get involved by contacting them or visiting the website.
Participants will be 25 years or older, have gained employment in the last 3 months and prior to gaining that employment have been on Centrelink income support for a minimum of 12 months.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Weed Smart Week will kick off in Clare Valley on Wednesday with tech-savvy growers from across South Australia expected to attend. The 3-day program will consist of seminars and farm visits in the York Mid-North region.
Leading the nation in agriculture technology, experts will be touching down in the Mid-North to greet farmers face-to-face.
We're listening to industry presenters as well as key farmers give presentations about how they deal with weeds in their farming systems.
It's the first time Weed Smart Big Six has hosted this event in South Australia. Farmers welcoming the event.
They aim to bring the latest information to growers to give them the confidence to continue to improve their farming systems and look, maybe invest in some new technology.
Diversify and disrupt is the theme this year, aiming to kill unwanted weeds which could potentially ruin the season.
Diversifying or changing some of those things, whether it be crops or pastures, and also those different modes of action chemicals. You're always keeping the weeds guessing.
A tour of the region will also be taking place, researching and collaborating different farming ideas.
The seed terminator technology, which is putting a unit under the back of the harvester, and rather than spreading the weeds back over the paddock, it actually mills them and kills all the weeds.
Some growers preparing to share their experiences on the day.
It's one of the strengths of our industry that we all share information, and absolutely you learn a lot from talking to other farmers.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Writers in the far west of New South Wales can now put their entries in for a local writing competition. With $500 to the winning submission, entrants must write to a theme called The Visitor in no more than 500 words.
Fiction, it can be non-fiction, it could be a memoir, it could be poem, it could be something that actually happened to you. It's completely open. It could even be a graphic novel.
Locals can enter online with the winner decided by People's Choice. Entries close in December. Stay with us. Still to come in our bulletin tonight, we meet the winners of the Whyalla Film Festival and having faith that Broken Hill Deli opens up mid-pandemic. Hello again. Whyalla's Film Festival has been hailed a huge success with multiple participants entering this year's competition. Locals piled through the Middleback Arts Centre on Friday night to see the short films play on the big screen.
Lights, camera, action. It was a show-reel event showcasing the works of talented regional South Australians.
I was really happy with the turnout on Friday night. We had really good numbers, especially given the state that the world is in.
The Middleback Arts Centre drawing in a crowd of almost 100 locals, all coming to support their fellow film friends and family.
Most of the people who came to the first session actually stayed through for the second as well. 2 sessions consisting of 2 different categories. The first screening 2 short films both made in Whyalla, one created by locals from Leap Takers and the others by Defaces. But it was the short film created by 2 14-year-old boys from Defaces that took out the win.
So they made their short film The Chalkening at the start of the year, as well as the Hummock Project, which also screened at the festival.
A proud moment for Sam, who says the Defaces art community is like a second family to most.
It was fantastic to see them, achieve this and all the work they've poured in. So, yeah, really proud of all the work they've done and excited to see all the future projects that they're already starting to chip away at.
The winning adult film was created by a previous Whyalla local, telling the story of an art heist.
We were funded for the 2020 Film Festival by the South Australian Film Corporation, and then the Unearth Festival, as we were supposed to be part of the festival, also contributed to the project as well.
Michael is currently in the process of organising funding for next year's festival. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The owners of a new deli, which has recently opened in Broken Hill, say COVID-19 motivated them to open sooner. The business setting up in the city's CBD, already receiving plenty of local interest.
A grand opening in the middle of a pandemic.
I haven't had gourmet food for 6 months. So I thought, why not bring it to Broken Hill and offer everyone here what I enjoy eating.
A new gourmet grocer opening its doors in Broken Hill on Saturday. Simply called The Deli, its owners wanting to sell locals produce you might not find on commercial shelves.
Products that people go to the cities for, and you can't buy cheeses online and get them back to Broken Hill very easily. So we've wanted to bring that to Broken Hill and its community and obviously the region.
With her travel plans cancelled due to coronavirus, Summer turned her focus to the business idea and getting it up and running.
I was talking to Zeta about it, telling her all my ideas, just throwing everything out there, and she's like, oh, you can get this, let's do this, we can have this, let's buy this, let's sell this. And I said, how about we do this together?
Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Port Augusta's Waves Skate Park has reopened after being closed last month due to vandalism. The park was fenced off to the public for weeks as extensive works were undertaken on the site. High-pressure cleaning, LED light installation and upgraded signage were all part of the maintenance works. The City Council is calling on the public to keep the site as it is now to ensure it can stay open for use well into the future. Year 6 and 7 students across Port Pirie have taken part in a very exciting sports carnival. Games of football held at Memorial Oval on Friday with more than 100 students participating. Teachers say it's an opportunity for students to get active while interacting with other schools.
Basically, it's all about participation. There's no scores, there's nothing on the end of it. It's just making sure we're actually trying to get hopefully some more footballers, boys and girls, into the game, which would be great.
Pretty much all our Year 7s are out there, either out here or playing netball.
It is. It's fun having an opportunity to play against some other schools.
John Perry Sports Day will also be held this Friday at the school grounds. And stay with us after the break. We'll have a wrap up of more local footy games and we'll have the weather with Britt. Welcome back. Time now to have a look at the region's local footy competitions. Patrick Reinke is in Broken Hill with the weekend wrap up.
In the recent round of Port Lincoln football, Marble Range pulled off an upset win over Wayback. Blustery conditions at Centenary Oval made life hard for both sides, with the Magpies taking an early lead by the quarter-time break. The Demons hit back in the second, slotting 4 goals to lead by 9 at half-time. Lance Appleby and Liam Dennis were among Marble Range's best. Ian Jericho and Jackson Norton stood out for Wayback. The Magpies reclaimed the lead in the penultimate quarter and managed to hold on in the last to get over the line by 2 points. The other game was a bit more one-sided, Tasman putting on a goal-scoring bonanza in their win over Boston. In the Spencer Gulf League, and South Augusta overcame a slow start to down Central Augusta by 29 points. South is now outright first on the ladder. A 5-goal opening quarter was enough to give Port the victory over West, the Bulldogs cruising to an easy win. There was another nail-biter in Wyalla's recent fixture. Even though it was a low-scoring affair, the game between North and Rupina went right down to the wire. North came dangerously close to upsetting the second-placed Rupina. The Magpies had 7 scoring shots in the last quarter, but could only muster 2 goals 5. The Roos just surviving by 5 points. West remained top of the table and undefeated this season with a comfortable win over Wiruna Bay. Elliot McNamara in fine form, scoring 5 goals. Central had their game with South all sewn up by half-time, the Roosters finishing with 132 points on the board compared to South's 9. Finishing off with the northern areas, and there were 2 convincing results. Nicholas McCallum bagged 7 as Boolaroo Melrose Wilmington thumped Southern Flinders by 107. McCallum moves up to second in the association's leading goal scorer race. The other game saw Broughton Mundura do it easy against Crystal Brook, 21-16 to 4-7. The winning side sharing the offence around with 11 players finding the big sticks. Special mention to Crystal Brook's Daniel Hill for scoring all of his team's goals. And that does it for another week of local footy action. We'll be back tomorrow night with all the other sports from around the regions.
Now for a look at what's happening in your weather this week, here's Britt.
Thanks, Louise, and good evening. We saw cooler but mostly sunny conditions today. Woodna recorded the region's high of 17 degrees. Port Augusta and Port Pirie both reached 16. Taking a look around the map, 15 degrees was the high for Broken Hill, Kadina, Cleve and Coffin Bay today, and it reached 14 at Whyalla and Port Lincoln, as well as at Adelaide. To today's skies, and from the satellite we can see patchy cloud about the South Australian coast in the wake of a cold front. Moving on now to tomorrow, starting with the Gulf waters, and there is a strong wind warning in place for the Spencer Gulf. South to southeasterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, becoming variable during the morning, seas below 1 metre. Swells south to southwesterly and up to 2.5 metres in southern waters. And it's looking to be up to 10 degrees warmer than today. Port Lincoln mostly sunny tomorrow with a top of 23 degrees. Strong winds at Cleve with possible raised dust, otherwise mostly sunny and 24. Woodna windy with a top of 27 degrees tomorrow. Whyalla mostly sunny with strong winds and possible dust, a high of 24 degrees. Port Augusta mostly sunny and 25. Kadina windy with a top of 21 degrees. Mostly sunny at Port Pirie tomorrow, becoming windy through the day with a top of 23 degrees. Clare mostly sunny and 19. Broken Hill sunny tomorrow with a top of 20 degrees. Taking a quick look further through the week now, showers about the lower Eyre Peninsula on Wednesday. Otherwise partly cloudy with strong winds expected about the eastern Eyre Peninsula, mid-north and York Peninsula. Also windy at Broken Hill where it's looking to reach 30 degrees. A top of 27 for Port Augusta, Whyalla and Port Pirie both 24, Woodna 22, Kadina a top of 20, Port Lincoln 18. Thursday, a shower or two about the lower Eyre Peninsula, strong winds about the west coast and mostly fine elsewhere. Broken Hill 26, a top of 25 for Port Augusta, Whyalla and Port Pirie both 23 degrees, a top of 22 for Woodna, Kadina 20, Port Lincoln 19. And Friday is looking mostly fine apart from showers about the lower Eyre and York peninsulas. A top of 20 degrees for Port Augusta and Broken Hill, Woodnow at the top of 19, Whyalla and Port Pirie both with highs of 18 degrees, Port Lincoln and Kadina both looking to reach 17 degrees on Friday. And Louise, that is the forecast, and with that, it's back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Britt. And that's your local news for this Monday evening. Thank you for joining us. We'll have updates later. Until then, have a lovely evening. Good night.